We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Tonight we kick off Week 13 with a great Thursday night matchup between the Cleveland Browns and the Indianapolis Colts. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. 2nd and 8 coming from the 19. Off play action. Lacy. Looking left sideline is complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Rookie to rookie on the hookup there, and it's a first down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Off the play fake. Lacy. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. The Colts had 3 and 8 on the year. And they come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Blitz coming, and down he goes. The safety, Adrian Amos, comes crashing in for the sack.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was a strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Throwing on 3rd and long. Lacy. This complete to Langford. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18. Their first possession of the game, and they're already going after double coverage.
That's a nice completion that can set the tone for things to come if they're able to keep finding ways to beat what the defense is throwing at them. They look like they're confident that they can get it done.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 42-yard line. Operating from the gun. Lacy. Now this will be swung out wide for Taylor. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. They'll send a receiver in motion left. To throw on 2nd down. Lacy. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit. There he goes right side. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown. Well, CD, these two teams barely off the buses, and this defense already has a sack and now the interception and the pick 6 to take the lead.
Partner, you'd have to think that this was part of their game plan coming in because they wanted to embrace an aggressive mindset and attack on defense. They were trying to force that quick miscue, and I would say that their plan worked to perfection.
Extra point by York is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And they are losers of 2 straight coming into this Thursday night game. Is it more difficult, CD, when you take a losing streak into a quick turnaround game like this?
It certainly is, because you don't get time to work on the issues that you've had throughout the season that have caused you to have the record that you're having. You can't really get those set. So now you're trying to minimize those and maximize what you've been doing well. And I remember a game recently where one of the assistant coaches said to the head coach, forget our running back rotation. This guy has a hot hand, and they rode him to a victory. Those are things you have to look out for in games like this.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll send the tight end in motion left. On 1st and 10, Lacey over the middle into the hands of Woods. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A gain of 11 that time and a Colts first down.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
In motion, the tight end. On 1st down, Lacey looking for Woods again, and he finds him. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that, because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. On 4th down, Lacey. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
I remember in pregame when we were talking to him on the field, and he took his gloves off and showed us his fingers. A few misshapen ones in there, and now we know why, trying to catch those types of bullets.
That was a dart. Yeah, even for a talented receiver, those are tough to hang on to. Throwing on 1st down, Lacey. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
Nice job escaping the pocket, and boy, he took the shot downfield towards the end zone, didn't he? Trying to go for 6. It just wasn't there against that coverage. They were ready to prevent the big play.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Lacey, throw taken in by Taylor, left side. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. Well, this defense for the Browns, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. They'll look to throw again. Able to find his man, Woods. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 21. They only needed 1 yard on 3rd down. They get 10 instead by going to the air.
I tell you what, it looks like he's shaking off that pick 6 just fine. It's not just defensive backs that have to have short memories. Quarterbacks utilize that as well. A much more confident throw right there.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And a high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. He finds Taylor, complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Colts on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Mike 22, Mike 22. Hey, come on now. Mike 22, he's coming. 22's coming. Mike. There we go.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And they're going to get him down shy of the 1st at about the 13-yard line. On 4th down, Lacey. Look at end zone, and he's got his man. It's Woods. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Colts' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now Watson. And that is incomplete.
Well, so much for getting separation. No chance there. Locked down tight, forcing the incompletion on that attempt.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. And Chubb will try the middle here. Room here to run. But he will finally be taken down, but not before he gets it to the Colts' 16-yard line. A big play that time out of Chubb. 59 yards. Well, hello. I mean, it took him a while to get him a rep, but that's quite an introduction to this game.
And not just hello. How about goodbye to the defense as he went past him? Big-time run on his first carry of the game.
They run again on first down, Chubb. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain followed by a sizable loss here. A tale of two extremes. First carry, he went for a bundle. His second goes backward.
And how many times have we seen that happen? Because you get that big carry, and you come back and you're all fired up, and sometimes you force a run a little bit, right? Trying to break off that big carry again, and instead it works opposite.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. And again, it's Chubb. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Watson. Out to Chubb near the sideline. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. It's the fullback. His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Browns have moved out in front.
I like a fancy playbook as much as anyone, but sometimes, certain situations, they just call for doing the basics.
And that's what they did. Gave it to the big boy, and he got in for 6. Extra point by York is up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Lacey. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Operating from the gun, Lacey. He's going to air it out deep for Woods. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Normally, I'd say this will lead to a punt attempt, but this offense already shown in the first half that they'll go for it on 4th down.
Oh, they should have already said, punt it, punt it. Head coach should have already made that decision.
Here comes Grant on the return. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started.
And they come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. On 1st and 10, Watson. And he fires one that's intercepted.
Picked by Julian Love.
And the Colts will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. Well, when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go.
As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Looking to throw. Lacey. This pass caught. It's Woods. Hook up a 15 yards there. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
I know that halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. A good gain on 1st has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29.
They'll try the left side with Taylor.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? Because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
Check, watch 54, watch 54. You don't want to pick up the ball. Check 26, check 26. Hey, watch that, watch that. Hey.
On third down, here's Taylor. And Taylor, I don't think he got there. No, he did not. Unable to break free, and he's marked short.
Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Now on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Returnable for Grant. And he is out of bounds right around the 34.
So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Browns drive about to get started.
And just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this, but you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend this lead before heading to the locker room.
On 2nd and 10, Watson
going out wide, finds Chubb.
And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. Watson on third down. And this is going to be incomplete.
No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
On fourth down, on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by Denzel Ward.
And the Browns are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line.
A tough adjustment to the NFL throughout his rookie season, and his problem with turnovers is only exacerbated by his early showing today. That's a couple for him here in this first half, and he's cleared the double-digit mark for the entire season.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. After the interception, here's Watson. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion.
Certainly no lack of aggressiveness here. They were hoping for the home run play to get them 6 points. They're hoping for a catch, maybe a call, but they figure they can at least get into field goal range with a completion.
A final shot before the break. Watson. And his throw is going to be incomplete. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. No run back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. The third quarter starts with a run by Chubb. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
74 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb.
And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47.
13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
Faking the give. Now Watson. They'll roll him out right. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Now that's a catch of some significance. It's number 631 of his career, and why that's significant, it ties him with Hall of Famer Raymond Berry.
He was one of the most precise route runners at any position during his time in his career. So I think that we're seeing something very similar here. He may not have known Raymond Berry, but he goes about his business the same way. Understands how defenses are going to play, understands where the leverage is, and goes away from it to the tune of 631 catches.
Second down, here's Chubb again.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. The drive stays alive, a 3rd down gain of 8.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
They run it again with Chubb. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
Well, partner, they've been running it well the entire game, and the big guys up front, they're a huge reason why. And now they're reaping the benefits as they continue to open up big holes and gain nice yardage.
Second and 6 from the 10.
Up the middle, it's Chubb. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on 3rd down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. Here's Watson. They set up the screen to Chubb. And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there. 4th and 3.
Yeah, and on 3rd down, you know those pass rushers, they're in the starter's block. They're just waiting for the pistol to fire. You can almost hear the defensive coaches on the sideline pre-snap. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Really good job there of identifying it and making the play to force 4th down.
York able to send this one through.
And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7.
Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go.
And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. Back to throw. Lacey. His throw incomplete.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity, because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Lacey. It's caught. Here's Langford. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
22 is coming. 22 is coming. Mike. Switch out. Switch out. Mike 22. Mike 22. Rip left. Rip left. Mike 22 is coming. 22 is coming.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right.
Here I come again. Here I come again.
On 1st and 10, Lacey. This is caught. It's Woods.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that can really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
1st and 10, Taylor now.
And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. It's a good pickup on the ground of 7 yards, and time has run out on this 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Back to throw. Lacey. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone.
And, oh, that one going to wind up incomplete. Nearly an interception in the end zone. Probably should have been. 3rd down coming up.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Mike 22, he's coming. 22 is coming. Mike.
The slot man in motion right.
Mike 22, Mike 22.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead, it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Ryan looked down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked in the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
So now following the roll of the dice, they've got a 1st and 10 inside the 35.
Mike 22, Mike 22.
Looking to throw. Lacey. Going down the middle, and it's complete.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick.
And the Browns will take over here at their own 14-yard line.
Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And Hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Second down, here's Chubb again. And some room to roam now. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. 139 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Well, we're beyond the tone setting right now. This guy's been the bell cow all day, and they'll continue to rely on him to move the chains, drain the clock, and lead his team.
So that changes things. Here's 1st and 10 all the way up at the 45. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. Flushed out right. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
Now it's Watson. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. The Browns send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Now this is fielded in the end zone. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming. Back to throw. Lacey escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense?
In his defense. I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. The Colts unable to convert here on 4th down. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. Watson on 1st down. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
But that was actually throwing game 101 right there. You challenge double coverage like that, you're liable to get burned. Fortunate, that was just incomplete.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They go up the middle with Chubb. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Now this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Back to throw, Watson. Drops it off for Chubb. And he is going to have a Browns 1st down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal.
Under 10, 10.
Quick throw completed by Watson. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Amari Cooper there to make the grab. And the Browns are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Extra point by York is up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. Now this is going to be returned from the back line of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Martin Emerson. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
And Watson's going to throw it here. Njoku pulls this one in. He's got it for a Cleveland touchdown. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Browns are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by York is up and good. And the lead is now 24. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. It's got to be so tough having the ball in the middle of the field like that, knowing that a linebacker is just waiting to make a big tackle like we just saw.
No doubt about it, because offense coordinators love to call plays to send receivers into the middle of the field. And linebackers, they want to naturally discourage those plays from being called.
So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Browns, the win gets them back to 500 at 6-6 on the year. And now they'll have a few extra days here before they face Cincinnati next week. Meanwhile, for the Colts, it's another week with more questions than answers as they fall to 3-9. And they'll try to turn it around next week as they head to Atlanta for a matchup with the Falcons. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.